Hello everybody, welcome to a new topic about the scientific study of languages in Cartesian languages. Today our topic is very interesting to study because some linguistics has studied by separated them, but a few ones has made comparison between them. Therefore, today we are going to do a detailed comparison between these two phenomenal aspects aboard to important linguistic as Saussure and Peirce. They are semiotics and semiology. Now we can refer about the introduction to semiotics and semiology. Therefore, it could consider briefly that the semiotics is the study of signs, symbols, and their meanings in a particular context or culture, and semiology is the study of systems of signs and how they construct meaning. Originating in the work of Ferdinand de Saussure. According to the origins and historical development, it could say that semiotics is based on the ancient Greek concept of semiotics. It was developed by scholars such as Charles Sanders Peirce. On another note, semiology emerged in the 20th century, primarily through the work of Ferdinand de Saussure and the structuralist tradition. Despite their different origins, semiotics and semiotics have come together in recent decades, sharing many common principles and approaches. Key concepts in semiology show us to signifier and signified that consists in two components of a linguistic sign, the signifier, form, and the signified concept. Syntagmatic and paradigmatic relations is another element that compound the key concepts in semiology that refers to structural relationships between signs, both from a combinatorial, grammatical, and from a selectional, paradigmatic point of view. And the last one is related to langue and parole that refers to the difference between the general language system, language, and individual use cases, parole. Key concepts in semiology show us to signifier and signified that consists in two components of a linguistic sign, the signifier, form, and the signified concept. Syntagmatic and paradigmatic relations is another element that compound the key concepts in semiology that refers to structural relationships between signs, both from a combinatorial, grammatical, and from a selectional, paradigmatic point of view. And the last one is related to langue and parole that refers to the difference between the general language system, language, and individual use cases, parole. In terms of differences and similarities, these disciplines are common as shared principles because both emphasize the study of signs, symbols, and their meanings in different contexts. They have specialized origins. Semiotics has its roots in the ancient Greek tradition, while semiotics arose from Saussure's structural linguistics. In both cases, the emphasis is on theory, as semiotics focuses more on the practical application of signs, while semiotics is more concerned with the deep structure of the sign system. In semiotics, it is applied to the following fields: advertising because it understands the symbolic meaning of visual and textual elements in advertising campaigns; cultural studies because it analyses cultural products and practices through the lens of signs and their meanings; and media studies because it examines the role of signs and symbols in different forms of media such as film, television, and digital platforms. Semiotic applications include linguistics, which supports the study of language and its underlying meaning-making systems; visual arts, which provides a framework for understanding the symbolic and structural elements of visual media; and literary theory, which contributes to the analysis of literary texts by examining the symbolic and structural elements of narrative. The advantage of both approaches is that they offer a comprehensive approach to understanding the role of signs and symbols in different contexts, and their limitations can be that they are too abstract or theoretical, and do not always take into account the complexity of real-world phenomena. According to the current trends and future directions are interdisciplinary collaboration, the semiotics, and semiology are increasingly being integrated with other fields, such as cognitive science and digital humanities. Multimodal analysis that consists in expanding the study of signs as well as symbols beyond traditional text-based forms to include visual, auditory, and interactive media, and the emerging technologies that exploring the impact of new technologies, such as artificial intelligence and virtual reality, on the production and interpretation of signs. And what is your opinion about these two elements? And how does it affect your personal and professional life? Write your opinions and suggestions about the topic, the way both elements can influence in your personal and professional life. This presentation is courtesy of Cartesian Languages Academic Learning Center. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next time. Who report for you, Sarah. Follow us on our social networks.